So, Mark, it was all over the place. It was a media thing. But you apologized for one portion of that, and that was to Trayvon Martin's family, correct?
Yeah, and the reason I apologized is because I've met and spent time with his family, and when I said it, I hadn't considered that they might have to deal with all the media onslaught, and that's not fair to them. I mean, I know his brother. I tried to hire his brother. He's a super smart kid, and he's going to do amazing things. And I didn't feel, I hadn't considered the Martins, and I felt bad for that. And so for that reason, I owed them an apology. And let me be clear, no one asked me to apologize. I did it voluntarily because I'd made a mistake as far as the Martin family was concerned.
Mark, when you sit down and look back at the interview, you say two things: being a bigot and being prejudicial. Do you? I think to me, there's two totally different things. So do you regret using the word bigot and just saying all?
No. What I meant was, the way I define them, Charles, is that you're prejudiced when you have preconceived notions. You're bigoted when you take some sort of action. You're a racist when you take some sort of oppressive or derogatory or negatively impactful action against a race or group of people. So because I was bigoted because I was going across the street, that was an action and so that's the way I defined the three different words.
Okay. Hey Mark, how you doing? I just probably have more of a commentary more than because this is the first time I actually saw it in its entirety. So I was taking some kind of mental notes and written notes. So it's more of a commentary and a question at the same time, because I really just felt that I respect your comments for sure. But for me, it sounds more fearful and stereotypical than racist or bigotry. Meaning, like in my neighborhood or where I grew up, having a hood or having tattoos wasn't fearful for me. I have other fears that I probably express in other ways. But those two things, when I saw people like that, didn't really make me fearful. So I understand, but I always felt that Sterling was different in the sense that his fears, which turned into ignorance, did turn into racism because it's been documented. Only because he's done the housing. He's also mentioned that he wouldn't want them in the arena, African Americans. And then he had reverse racism when he told J.J. Redick that he doesn't think a white guy is worth that kind of money.
Look,
so to me,
I wasn't trying to compare it all to Donald Sterling at all. And remember, I said late at night with the hoodie. I don't care if somebody wears a hoodie. Golly, I mean, I couldn't associate with anybody. I don't care if it's a black kid, an orange kid, a green kid, a brown kid. Wearing a hoodie is inconsequential. It means nothing. The bigger point, and again, it was a bad example, and it was a wrong example, is Kenny, I don't care who you are. If you're walking down the street late at night, and I've been in that circumstance, it's not just a hypothetical, I've been there, and you see some kid that you think is threatening in any way, shape, or form, you're going to the other side of the street. Period, end of story. And I don't care what they're wearing, and I chose hoodie as an example. It was a poor example, but it was just an example. And as you heard in the tape, I went on to say other stereotypes, whatever they may be. It was just bad examples.
Right, and that was my point. But I just felt that carrying the stereotype or the look of someone, and then carrying it to the point where you act on it in terms of a negative way, in terms of you hold people back in different ways. That's prejudice, and that's why I was trying to think what Charles was saying.
Well, that's actually racism. That's racism,
right? That's racism. But being prejudiced,
racism.
I'm prejudiced against people who didn't go to the University of North Carolina. I'm prejudiced against people from New York City. That's not from New York City. But that doesn't, I won't hold that accountable as a criteria for you being next to me, with me, or about me. But if you are, sometimes I like it.